Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. My name is Julian, and today we're going to be talking about the injury update for week 6 of the fantasy season. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I would really appreciate the support. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with some long-term injuries. And first on the list is Artemi Panarin, New York Rangers, 98% owned. And he right now has to deal with these allegations coming from Russia, and we do not know how long he's going to be out. He's taking a little bit of a leave of absence. If you want someone to replace him, Chris Kreider is a great option. On the night that I'm recording this, he recorded a hat trick, so he's looking pretty good right now. Next is Teuvo Teravainen, Carolina Hurricanes, 85% owned, and he's currently dealing with a concussion. It was initially thought that it was going to be a very short-term injury, but concussions, you never know how long they're going to last. Unfortunately, this sucks for not only Teravainen owners, but it also sucks for Jordan Staal owners because Staal was doing really well. Because with Teravainen out of the lineup, Svechnikov's not on Jordan Staal's line anymore. Svechnikov's on the top line. So until Teravainen comes back, Jordan Staal only has value on the power play and not really on 5-on-5. If you need someone to replace Teravainen, though, for now, Martin Necas is looking pretty good at 22% owned. The next guy I wanted to talk about is Vladimir Tarasenko, St. Louis Blues, 64% owned, and it looks like he's going to be coming back real soon. He's skating on his own. He's doing drills. He's only taking a light contact right now, but he's looking pretty good to return in a week or two. Next is Elvis Merzlikins, Columbus Blue Jackets, 53% owned, and he's currently dealing with an upper body injury and is projected to miss a few weeks. While Merzlikins is out, Jonas Korpisalo should get almost every single start for Columbus, so if Korpisalo is available, you should scoop him up right away. Next is Jacob Trouba, New York Rangers, 43% owned, and he's currently dealing with a broken thumb. That's going to keep him out 4 to 6 weeks, which isn't great. So if you need a replacement, I would try to grab someone that I suggest in my waiver wire video. If everybody in that video is taken, well, K'Andre Miller is going to get a decent opportunity on that second power play for the Rangers while Trouba is out. The thing is, Miller right now is on the COVID list, so until he comes off, I wouldn't grab him. If you're really desperate and you're in an insanely deep league, you can grab Boteto because he's going to be getting that second power play time, but I'd rather grab almost anybody else on any other team than Boteto. Jumping into some day-to-day injuries, first on the list is Frederik Andersen, Toronto Maple Leafs, 98% owned, and he's now missed 2 games with a lower body injury, which sucks, but I honestly don't expect him to be out much longer. He could be back as soon as next game. If he's not back, well, you can grab Michael Hutchinson. I normally do not like Hutchinson at all. I don't think he's a good goalie by any means, but he's played pretty good the last couple games, so you can go ahead and grab him if you're an Andersen owner. That way you're guaranteed the start for the Maple Leafs. Next is Chris Letang, Pittsburgh Penguins, 95% owned. He left the last game with an undisclosed injury, and we haven't heard a thing about it since that happened. So it's possible he doesn't miss any time at all, but it's also possible that he misses a decent amount of time. We honestly have no idea at this point. If he misses any significant amount of time, you can pick up John Marino, 5% owned. He's looking pretty good over the last couple of games, and he should be the one taking over that top power play if Letang is out. Next is Jacob Markstrom, Calgary Flames, 94% owned, and he's dealing with an upper body injury. He's day-to-day. He could be back as soon as the day that this video is released. So if he is, obviously don't do anything. Just put him in your lineup, and he should do just fine against Ottawa. If not, David Riddick is someone that you can pick up. If he even gets to start because it's a back-to-back, you might have to look at Zagadulin. I would wait to see who gets to start before you add anybody to your lineup. Next are Robin Lehner, Vegas Golden Knights, 85% owned, and Zach Werenski, Columbus Blue Jackets, 78% owned. And I expect both of these guys to be back by next week. There's a possibility that both of these guys come back this weekend, but I like their odds of coming back early next week a little bit better. Quick update, looks like Werenski is ready to rock and will be in the lineup tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks. Next is Travis Konecny, Philadelphia Flyers, 78% owned, and he's currently on the COVID list, so we honestly don't know how long that's going to keep him out. He could be back as soon as this weekend, but it could take him till next week or even later next week. We honestly don't know at this point. As long as Konechny's out, Joel Farabee remains someone who's a very good add to your team because he's getting a lot of power play time and top line time while Konechny is out. Next is Jake Muzzin, Toronto Maple Leafs, 69% owned. He's currently dealing with a broken bone in his face, and we don't know how long he's going to be out for. It doesn't seem like he's going to be out for that long. He can probably wear a face mask, but we're not really sure yet. As long as he's out, TJ Brody is a decent add to your team at 10% owned, but honestly, there's probably some better defensemen on the waiver wire that you can grab as well. Next is Erik Karlsson, San Jose Shark, 69% owned, and he was expected to return at some point this week, but all of a sudden San Jose is coming up with a bunch of positive COVID tests, which is terrible, but might actually be decent news for Karlsson owners because he may not end up missing any more games if San Jose ends up getting a bunch of their games canceled. Already their game versus Vegas on Thursday has been postponed, so it looks like Karlsson may be back for his team's next game. Next is Colton Parayko, St. Louis Blues, 61% owned. He's dealing with an undisclosed injury, so I can't really make an assessment here, and there's no one who can really directly replace him in your lineup. So you're just going to have to wait and see how long Parayko is going to end up being out for. Next is Jaden Schwartz, St. Louis Blues, 52% owned. He's dealing with a lower body injury, but I don't think he's going to be missing a whole lot more games. Maybe 1 or 2 more games, but not a whole lot more than that. To replace him in your lineup, Jordan Kyrou, 50% owned, is a pretty good add right now. Also, Samuel Blais is playing with Perron and O'Reilly, so he's 0% owned right now, but he makes a decent add if you're desperate for someone to add to your lineup to replace Schwartz. Next are Jacob Voracek, Philadelphia Flyers, and Joe Thornton, Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think they're both going to be back next week at some point. Jake Voracek is on the COVID list, and Thornton is dealing with a lower body injury. Much like Konechny, though, if you need someone to directly replace Voracek in your lineup, well, Joel Farabee's looking pretty good right now. Next is Roope Hintz, Dallas Stars, 38% owned. He's currently dealing with an LBI. He was a very last-minute scratch on the night that I'm recording this, so on Thursday, there's a decent chance that he's going to play. Next is Dylan Strome, Chicago Blackhawks, 22% owned, and he's currently in the concussion protocol, so we don't know exactly how long he's going to be out, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too long. But again, it's really hard to judge these kind of things. Until he comes back, Pius Suter is a great add at 15% owned because he's getting that top line time with Patrick Kane and DeBrincat. Last but not least is Matt Grzelcyk, Boston Bruins, 20% owned, dealing with an LBI, and he has been skating with the team, so I expect him back by Saturday. Whether he has that spot on the top power play still, I don't know. McAvoy's been looking pretty damn good, but definitely keep an eye out for it. If he's not on that top power play anymore, there's no point holding on to this guy. You can drop him. If the player you were looking for is not on this list, well, it's probably because there's no new information surrounding their injury. Check back next week, and I'll keep you updated with some more injury updates. All right, guys, you've reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, ask me a fantasy hockey related question. I'll be happy to answer you. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.